What's good, my G's? Your boy Snow, Ignorant Gamers in the house. How you doing? How you living? How you gaming? Of course, if you don't already know, G stands for Gamers. Welcome back to the channel. For everybody who subscribed, we love y'all over here. Team IGZ, that's what's up. If you're new here because of the title, I'm just gonna tell you right now, subscribe to us. Subscribe, it's free. Why not? You'll hear a message like this from one of us. Give us about 10 videos or so. If you're not feeling us, then you can always unsubscribe. Now, on to the title of the video. My Overwatch impressions. Out the gate, this is a game you play and not a game to watch. This game is fun to play, not really that fun to watch, and I'm gonna get into why, and this is why I'm leading off this video like this, is because I've seen the footage over and over again, not in detail, but I've seen it like every few months. I see something about it, I see some gameplay, even during the closed part of the open beta. I know that sounds weird, but you know, I was like, whatever, I don't seem interested, but I will check it out once it's open, because at the end of the day, I do know you need to play games in order to know. Watching is one thing, experiencing is another, and this goes right down to that. Even the homie Neff can tell you, because Neff was watching us play on the stream the other night, and he was like, yo, what the fuck is this shit? And I was like, play it. Now, I'm still waiting for him to tell me, because he didn't play it yet. However, there were two other people who heard me tell him that, and then they hit me up with a message like, yo, you are absolutely right. This game is something you play, not something you watch. And that's a good thing and a bad thing, but let me get into what this game is. It's a first-person shooter multiplayer game. I believe it was unveiled at BlizzCon about 2 years ago, and basically everybody in this game is heroes. The game is fast. I think they're trying to say it's an arena shooter. I don't really agree with that title, but that is what it is. It will be available on PC, PlayStation 4, and Xbox One. I do think this game is coming out relatively quickly, and for me, it's been pretty much under the radar for me. I think this game comes out towards the last week of May 24th or something like that. So yeah, this game is kind of on my radar now because of that. Now, if you don't know who Blizzard Entertainment is, I'm just gonna go ahead and tell you that they probably made one of the biggest games that is out, and I'm just gonna say Warcraft, and hopefully that works for you. Maybe Diablo. I'm sure you've played one of those two. Any other game isn't worth mentioning. Not saying that it was bad, is just, what's the point, right? So I want to sit here and I want to get into it. There's so much, so I'm trying to pull my head, and I'm sorry this video is coming out so late for me, because there's been a lot of things mixed up, a lot of things happening, and then, you know, the Battlefield announcement, link in the description below. Tell you how I feel about that shit, which I'm not excited for, by the way. And this is a Battlefield fan. I am more excited about this than the Battlefield announcement, other than the fact that I get a new Battlefield game. So, where to start? First off, let me say, graphics, the animation, the design of the characters, the design of the levels, the design style, the choice of the game, dope. Even better than watching a stream. I can't imagine what it look like on PC. I've only played it on PS4 and X1. PS4 looks great. X1, you could tell it's a little less, but it still looks great. And that's all I gotta say about that. There's nothing else to say. I mean, if you've played or seen Loadout, if you played or seen Team Fortress, yeah, it's just in that realm, but it's up there. You know what I mean? Shout out to Team Fortress 2. That's about 10+ year old game, and you know, I got that joy feel of playing Team Fortress in here. Not saying that this is similar or like that, but it's in the same realm, if that makes any sense to you guys. The soundtrack is dope. Specifically to one of these characters is even better, Lucio, because he has sound into his character. I call him the Static Shock's little brother. You know, the guns and all that other stuff sounds great. My only gripe probably with the sound was there was a few times where I don't know if the sound wasn't registered because he was in the room next to me or whatever, but I couldn't hear the enemies, and I played this game with my headset on, and I heard him when he came outside. So that could either be a great thing or a bad thing. I'm not really sure. There's no mini map, and I love that there's no mini map, but that's not even a complaint. It was just a competitive thing in my head where I was looking for sound cues. They're there, but I didn't get the chance to pick it out in these 2 or 3 instances that I got in my head. The mechanics of the game, the weapons, the weapons all felt good. They all felt like they had their own learning curve to pick up. They all felt like they were unique. There's no ADS, which is which is pretty good. You know, I was so enamored with characters that had buffs, characters with specials. I like the whole rock paper scissors theme of the characters. You know, when you're playing with offense, defense, tank, support. I'll get into that in a second. One cool thing is, you know, you're able to change the controls. So the right button on my Xbox D-pad, the right D button on my Xbox One controller is a little messed up, and I was able to change it to up instead of right, and boom, amazing. Another cool thing is, no matter what character you have, no matter where you at in the game, if you press left on the D-pad, it shows your character's abilities, which your character can do when you hit, you know, R1, L1, L2, R2, up, aka originally right on the D-pad. You know, some characters have like a dual function, like the healer character, the archangel, the girl I call Shaira. Shout out if you get that reference. You know, she is either doing a buff for heal or doing a buff for attack damage, and then if you're in trouble, you press the right on the D-pad, you pull out your gun and you start capping mofos. Like, that was dope. Get into the characters since I went in there. I'm not going to name any because I don't want to sway. I'll have another video where I talk about some of my favorite characters in the game. There's about 21 characters. There's 6 offensive, 6 defenders, 5 tanks, 4 supports. And I've already started to gravitate towards certain characters. And there's one character that everybody's on offensive that everybody's gravitating to. And I haven't gotten there yet, but I can't front that the design of that character is pretty dope. And the animation of it too. You know, again, I already mentioned that, you know, each character probably have about 4 minimum abilities. Some of them have more depending on what their duels are. Each character has like a special type thing. When they get there's a meter at the bottom of your screen, the bottom center. Once they get to 100%, they can hit the triangle or the Y button, I think it is, on Xbox, and you know, they'll start to do their special, and each of them is unique and fun to do. You know, all the classes and characters are pretty much unique. I have to say, I know I said it a few times already, but it's so dope when you have that. It reminded me of Rainbow Six Siege when I kept playing the beta, and I was like, yo, we're only playing with a selected bunch. How are these other characters going to fit into that to make this game balanced based on characters' abilities? And this game does that with far more characters, maybe far more complexity. I don't know. Those are 2 different shooters, but it's well appreciated for me. The other thing with the characters I thought was interesting, they all had like a 3-star rating. 1-star, 2-star, 3-star, easy, difficult, whatever. And I think that's whether it's easy to pick up or hard to pick up. I'm not really sure. But I'll look into that once I get more information about the game. You know, I love the fact that it had spray paint, which are unlockables too. Those are pretty cool, man. And moving on to the next thing was the presentation of the game, the overall presentation of the game. I thought the overall presentation of the game is pretty slick. You know, it's super slick. I like how it does the team tips before the game starts. I like how you can select the character with ease, but really quickly, the team tips, right? Basically telling you if you got no defenders, if you got no attackers, or it's too many defenders, too many snipers, or too many this, too many that. Need enough this, like, that's dope. The other cool thing I like about the presentation of the game is that the game is fast. The game is dope, the game is fast, but I like the pacing in the game, except for one thing, but the play of the game. It's not usually when you play games like this. Yes, this game has a kill cam. Yes, this game has like a, you know, the end of the round cam, but it's not the last kill. It's the play of the game. and whatever algorithmic thing they got going on there is pretty dope, because it's not always like someone slaughtering like 10 people. Like, if it happens, it happens, and they probably will get it, but there's other factors into that. And the interesting thing that I thought about this, and surprised the shit out of me, was the vote system for the MVP. I saw 2 characters, the minimum, and I thought, I was like, okay, between 2 people, that's fine, one from the other team. And I seen it again, it was like 2 from the same team, and then I seen it again, it was like 4 people, 1 from my team and 3 from the others. And then I was up there one time for dealing, for blocking damage, and for healing one time. I was like, oh shit. And to see yourself get thrown in there where there was a bunch of killers and damage dealers, and get votes for that, like, you could tell that people was like, oh, they saw what I was doing, and they rewarded me with a vote because I was blocking damage. And it's super dope to see that happen in a game like this, which enforces that this game will have tons of replayability with people who like to PTFO, play the fucking objective, and work as a team. I will say this though, it was kind of a shame that on the PlayStation side, I have to go back to the Xbox. Being in-game chat, I only ran across 2 players that had the actual mic. I feel like everybody was probably in a party. And again, that's not a problem with the game. That's a problem with PlayStation now having a party system, and I think that sucks. Hopefully rank modes can have a way to force that in, but it is what it is. That's killing a lot more games than you guys know if you're on PlayStation. Just look at the Xbox people. The menus are smooth, the character galleries is dope, you know, looking at the emotes of the characters and seeing some of their cinematic things. It's pretty, not cinematic, let me not say that, but some of their taunts and whatnot. It's dope. You could change their costumes, and how you change their costumes is you do a loot system thing. You earn those during the match, you earn those during playing. And one of the cool things that was just like sold as I was getting ready to sign off was I went into join a friends match. If y'all don't know who Miss K is, 219 Gary IND Indiana, she is a YouTuber, and I will link her in the description below. I saw her in the list, and I was like, oh, let me see how the join works. So I joined in her game. It put me through. I was surprised that there was an open slot, but it wasn't. What happened was it put me in a spectator queue, nice and fluid. I was able to watch her play for a little bit, and then boom, I got put into the game, onto her team. Loved it. So fluid, so fucking fluid, so fucking dope. The only thing that I don't know if it alerted her that I joined the game. I'm not even sure if she's seen me, even though I was like an MVP towards the end. What didn't help was it didn't make me green on her screen, kind of like how you play other games where the people who are in your party are green. We weren't in a party, so you can't say it was green, but at least I joined her game, and it was very smooth. The party system, pretty cool. I didn't like how it's a little, this is me, but it was something in the upper right corner. I didn't like how it had the squares. I kind of rather the names be vertical instead of appended horizontally, but it's not a big deal. I can get used to it. It's just things that I'm used to seeing. You know, the game modes, if you're wondering about those, it's the beta. We only played 2. Pretty much everything is like attack and defend. There was the escort the payload, which was kind of like a watch point or whatever. You basically convoy, and you gotta be around it to get it to move forward from checkpoint to checkpoint to checkpoint, and you win by if you're taking it there, or if you stop it from going. The other thing was basically assault, or as Medal of Honor players call it combat mission, Battlefield players call it I guess we could call it rush. It's domination. Like, there's 2 objectives. Objective A, you gotta fight for objective A, and you gotta hold it down domination style. There's no MCOM station, nothing on, but you gotta hold it down. And then when that's done, you go to objective B, and you know, yeah, that's that. Random shit that I loved about the game was the tutorials, and how it keeps pushing you to do just 3 major points in the tutorials before you go in a live game. I feel like there's a lot of people who's been playing the game, and they say the game is short or whatever, and they're only playing they're going straight into the game and they only done one multiplayer and they don't understand the characters and blah blah blah. Like, I did a whole stream, and the stream was about an hour, and for about 30 to 40 minutes I probably was just testing out the characters. There's 21 fucking characters broken into 4 sets, and in each of the 4 sets the characters are unique. Yeah, that was about a whole hour. If I didn't know, I mean I knew, but I had to get into it. I got excited and went to go play a mode, and that's the only reason why I got out of the way that I did, else I would have been there for the entire stream. Another thing was that the elimination scores are very generous. I can see how that's going to help people, you know, feel good that they see that you eliminated somebody, especially if you're like a support character or something like that. I can see how that can help people feel good about their, you know, being a support. Tank characters are fucking tanks, but they're not invincible, which I love. And if you got buffs and stuff going on, that just changes it up. Everything is like I said, it's like rock paper scissors. There's a puzzle to it. And I think the more I was playing later into the day, people were starting to understand how to use the characters. So the learning curve is definitely going to be there. When to use the characters, when to switch it up, you know, when to be someone that's applying, you know, health or applying speed or applying damage. Like, there's just so many cool ways to play in it. And if I had any suggestions, I would say pick one character per round, but each round pick a different you know, be attacker. One round pick one attacker, offense person, and next round pick one defend person, and keep going like that until you get through. No matter what the outcome is, it's a fucking beta. Just do it. Just go through it and see what you like. I've come across a few that I don't like, but out of 21 characters, if this was a fighting game, duh, you're gonna come through that. So there's definitely something for everyone in this game. A few things I'm concerned about. Number one is the communication factor. This has nothing to do with this particular game. It's just the state of party chat. I've done a video about party chat, how I think it's ruining gaming. Now that it's on PlayStation, and I'm primarily a PlayStation gamer, this is a thing that I really have to worry about now. The other thing is, you know, not for me, but for a lot of people, they like to see progression. They like to see that they're earning stuff and blah blah blah. Like, these people are, I call these people the Call of Duty effect, Modern Warfare effect, where XP is flying all over the place in shooter games and blah blah blah. And even though this game has some MOBA-like characteristics in it, you still are doing level up stuff. You still are getting looting type stuff. I'm not sure how the FPS shooters people are going to feel about that per se. I do know that it's there because when you get the loot, and I think you don't get the same loot twice, you know, you're earning stuff for your characters that you can equip and stuff like that. So it's going to be interesting to see how other people react to that. Me, I have no problem with it. I don't usually have a problem with it. I hate seeing all that extra shit going on my fucking screen anyway. But I'm old school, and there's a new generation, and we all have to play nice in this space. So, you know, it's not too many things that I didn't like. There was two major things. One time, and actually this happened a few times, but one time specifically to this specific detail, we were missing one player, and it took forever to get that one player in, and we couldn't start the match. Yeah, we were running around killing each other for about like excess of 5 minutes or something like that, and by God, that was annoying. However, when it does happen, I mean, we're up and running. The second thing, and this is because the way that the controls are and how unique the controls are, is that not every character has a sprint or a fast moving option. So when you spawn from the back, it takes a while to get to the action. I mean, in Battlefield we call it the walk of shame. This is the journey to die, to spawn and die, like spawn from home and run to die. Like, that could be a potential problem here for a lot of people, but I'm sure they'll fix something with it. I did see some teleportation thing happen in one of the matches that I was in, and I guess, I don't know, I haven't played with that character to do that yet, so that is what it is. But outside of that, no big deal. People were saying stuff about unbalanced. I haven't seen a real unbalanced argument yet, especially from people who haven't played with all the characters. So I take that with a grain of salt. But if you do happen to see something, let me know, because I didn't see it and I didn't want to watch videos until I've made my impressions video, so that way it was clear and free of anybody else's stuff, right? So I'm gonna say this again: don't watch it, play it. Go play it right now. All right, your boy Snow, Ignorant Gamers, and I'm out. Subscribe, motherfuckers. Peace.